you might lose as much as 50% of your gains. What's up guys? Today's video will be about what happens when you take a break from the gym. I got the inspiration to do this video because recently I went to Europe for 5 weeks and I was unable to keep up with my routine. So today I will tell you how quickly you will start losing muscle, and as a bonus at the end I will tell you how long it should take for you to get your gains back. So let's get into it. A few hours after your last workout, the moment you stop touching the iron, you will already have lost most of your pump. This is why it's a very popular saying, you will never be as big as your pump. You go home, you want to make a picture because you look big and juicy in the gym, but you don't get quite the same image as you saw in the gym. Now don't worry, you should not be losing any muscle at this point. A few days after your last workout, you won't have any pump left. I usually feel pretty flat about 3 to 4 days after my last upper body workout. Again, this is not the point where you're losing muscle yet. However, you will start to feel a lot smaller when you're looking in the mirror. After 1 week, you will have lost about 20% of the glycogen that you were holding in your muscles. So really, at this point, you will look smaller. But this is still not the point where you will be losing any muscle. So again, don't worry if you're taking a 1 week break. Sometimes 1 week breaks are actually quite useful because they allow you to rest and go back to the gym fully rested. So if you're close to running into an injury or you just feel like the weights are not moving the same anymore, you can easily take a week off without having to worry about losing any muscle. After 2 weeks, for most people, you will still not be losing any muscle. However, if there's any special circumstances, you might actually be losing muscle, which I'll be covering later in this video. But for most people, this is the point where you start to lose some strength. Now we're at the 3 week mark. The 3 week mark is actually the point where most people do start to lose muscle. If you haven't done any workouts in the past 3 weeks, you haven't done anything to try and maintain the muscle with bodyweight workouts or whatnot, this is where you're most likely to start losing some of your muscle mass. However, coming back from a 3 week break shouldn't be all that hard if you just go back to the gym and pick up your old routine. After about 2 to 3 months, you will have lost quite a lot of your gains, depending on how long you've been in the gym. But if you've been in the gym for a few years and you take a 2 to 3 month break, you might lose as much as 50% of your gains. For those of you that are using PEDs, performance enhancing drugs, there will be a few differing factors. In the case of you taking a break, but still keeping your testosterone levels high, you will be able to keep more muscle for a longer period of time. If you stop using PEDs and you're unable to train, the rate at which you will lose muscle will rapidly accelerate once the esters clear out of your body. This is because your testosterone level will be too low in order to maintain all of the muscle mass that you accrued while you were on PEDs. Now let's go over a few factors that can heavily accelerate the speed at which you lose muscle. If you reduce your overall daily activity, this will greatly increase the amount of muscle that you lose per day, and also the rate at which the muscle mass starts to fall off your body. Second point being, if you reduce your protein intake, you're gonna be unable to sustain all of the muscle mass that you accrued. This is why I suggest that you at least keep eating the same amount of protein that you did while you were training. And the third thing that increases the amount of muscle mass that you lose and the rate at which you're losing it is by either reducing your caloric intake or increasing your caloric intake. I'm sure that at least a few of you were thinking that by eating more, you're able to sustain your muscle mass for longer. However, eating more food while not using it can cause processes in the body, such as inflammation, that will speed up the loss of your muscle mass. So here are a few things that you can do in order to maintain your muscle mass for longer, even though you're unable to go to the gym. So first off, you can do bodyweight workouts. Now, it's a whole lot easier to maintain muscle mass than it is to accrue new muscle mass. So it really doesn't require that much effort in order to maintain your muscle mass for longer. And doing bodyweight workouts greatly extends the period where you're able to keep most of your muscle mass. Second of all, make sure that you keep doing your daily activities. Sitting and laying all day is probably the worst thing that you can do, because this tells your body that you don't need all of that extra muscle mass because you don't use it for anything. So just doing your daily activities and being active helps you maintain your muscle mass for longer. Eat at caloric maintenance. There are several studies that have proven that this is the most effective way to keep your muscle mass. Additionally, make sure to stay away from junk food, because this will cause inflammation and other processes that will work against you. And last but not least, make sure that you hit your protein targets. This will help you maintain your muscle mass for longer. In my personal experience, whether it's a 2-week break or a 5-week break, I usually need about 2 times the time of the length of the break in order to be back at the level that I was before the break. Now let's go over a few more things that could happen if you take a break from the gym. Your mental health might decline because many of us use this as a form of therapy or relaxation. And we also usually build a community of people in the gym that we will only meet when we go to the gym. So we won't be seeing those people anymore. This is something that you might start to miss in your daily routine. Additionally, the exhaustion and relaxation of going to the gym helps with sleep. So if you stop going to the gym, this might actually worsen your sleep. And sleep is that beautiful thing that helps you maintain your muscle mass. So we pretty much went full circle, and the conclusion that we arrive at is
don't take a break.
No, I'm totally kidding. But if you take a break, make sure that once you get back into the gym, you better hit those weights right, eat your protein, and like this video. Thank you.